Hello. Oh man, quite a hike up here. Here's truly hiking up the Erie Mountain. Actually, I've made it up the mountain for the most part. Whew. Pretty good workout. It takes me about an hour at Filmore Glen State Park. About a 5-10 minute walk from my house. Walk, that is. I've made a lot of my videos here on the other side, up at the pulpit point, I think they call it. Whew. Yeah, I'm winded, but that's why I'm doing this. Sorry, my channel's been kind of dry lately. It is what it is. Really quite a climb up here. This is the top, but about a 35-40 minute walk to get up top. Good workout. Whew. Whew. Yeah, I'm winded. First part of this hike usually takes me about an hour to do the whole thing. The first part's the hardest. It's getting up the hill. And I just made it up the hill. I've been doing this pretty much daily. Buns of steel, I'll tell you. That's where I'm feeling it. I just thank God that I'm able to do this at my age. My cruddy diet. It ain't good. This is a state park, but being that it's October 2nd on a weekday, there's like nobody here for the most part. Pretty much got the whole place to myself. I get in for free being a veteran. My channel. I don't know what to tell you. All this, huh? Oh my God. Jen. You know, I still ask the Lord daily, at least once, if He has anything He wants me to impart on my channel or in person with other people. Lately, it's been more with other people that I talk to about the Lord, spiritual things. Not so much on my channel. So I'll just make myself available. That's all I can do. All right, I'll sign out for now. Hiking along. Down to the Glen. I've made it up the Erie Mountain. That's why I'm winded. It's a pretty good hike. Most people don't go this way. They come the other way around if you meet anybody at all. Not me. Let's take the hard path. This silly hat doubles as a sweat rag. Hey, the channel ain't what it used to be. But you know, it's just based on me talking. That's it. Or offering up some music or blab. It's not a channel where I'm telling other people's stories or bouncing off the news for the most part. And my life has shifted gears. Really, I've been alone for a while now, but it's really starting to set in. It is what it is. I have one friend left in this town. One. And he just got a really good job offer in Hawaii, of all places. Oh, in charge of the water department for a island that's owned by the guy that owns Oracle. He actually owns 90% of the smallest island in Hawaii, Lanai or something like that. And my friend's going out there to take care of their water. I'm happy for him. It's a good job. Rare opportunity. But that's it for me. No more friends around here for me. At this point, I'm on my own. Starting to think about moving to Dinan, France. If something happens and I can't drive, here I'm stuck. I'm dead in the water. Almost literally. There's no taxi, no bus, let alone trains or anything in my town. It's beautiful here. I'm not thinking negative. I'm just thinking realistic. At least in Dinan, it was actually cheaper living. And I have a good retirement, but it's nothing tremendous, you know. Living in New York State's a very expensive state to live in. I can just get by. I could do better in Dinan without the snowstorms and the isolation and a 100% dependency on having a car and the ability to drive it. Because they have buses, taxis, trains, and things to do. I don't know, I'm giving it some consideration again. Me, I like driving. I really like to drive. I actually think of trading my car in to get a sports car. My mom, she used to say she couldn't stand seeing old men in sports cars. And I said, Mom, there's nothing wrong with it. They probably, you know, they always wanted one, but they couldn't afford it or had kids. And now they can afford it and their kids are grown. So what the heck? Now across the Glen there, Pulpit Point, that's where I made a lot of my first videos. Right over there. About 1,000 foot down. I'm headed down that way momentarily. Okay. Now, silly hat. Goes with my shirt. Down the Rushy Glen we go. I want to tell you, on the good news side of things. Now, I've been talking to Tom. As far as I could tell, he's atheist, agnostic. Sorry about that. He's never expressed any religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs of any sort at all. He told me that he's going to go to church when he goes to Hawaii. They have two of them on that island. It's almost all native Hawaiians there. And he told me They've got a Catholic church and a Protestant church. Very humble looking. I saw something. Must be the wee men. The wee folk. Yeah, it's pretty humble looking buildings. Nothing. He said he's going to go to both of them. That's good. That's very good here. Now, I don't browbeat him with Bible verses, but I don't spare them either. You know? Anybody that knows me will tell you that. I won't browbeat you. But you're going to hear it too, where it comes in. And I think people respect that. I'm not demanding that they believe what I believe. I don't think it didn't work that way with Christ. Come on. No, that's not how Jesus operated. He didn't force anybody. Didn't tell them they had to believe. Well, you believe or you don't get the gift of eternal life. He didn't spare them that little big detail. Tell you what, going down this hill, a lot easier than going up it, but these little rocks, you gotta watch your footing. You wind up on your backside, or worse, tumble down that hill. Yeah. Whew. I gotta tell you, more than once I have, over the years I've been coming here. Oh. I just went up the north rim. And now the south rim of obviously is the other side of this stream. Sometimes I run. Gotta be careful though, because there's rocks and roots sticking up all over. And we're down in a rushy glen. I'll tell you a funny story. Years ago, I had a knife. I carried a combat knife on me. I don't know why. Because I like to throw it. That's why. Not because I'm violent or dangerous. Or I was expecting trouble. Nothing like that. Well, I was walking one of these trails. Whew. And a big old tom turkey standing in the middle of the trail. Not here, but somewhere else. Not far from here. And it wouldn't let me pass. That was like early summer. Must have had a nest, obviously. They will defend them fiercely. And I swear, I'm like, look at this turkey right in the middle of the trail. Not going to let me pass. Fluttering its wings, making threatening gestures for a turkey. Doing its best to intimidate me. And I'm laughing. But it got to a point where I wanted to move forward. Continue on my way. Fun and game's over. This thing wouldn't let me pass. So I got mad. I pulled that knife out. I says, come on. It took off and ran off. And that was the end of that. Well, here we go. That was pretty good. How you doing, buddy? It's not any meet people. Down here you will, because this is where it's scenic. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hello. Oh my God. Teenagers. They didn't look tired at all. Imagine that. Well, they didn't walk up that big hill. I just did. I think even if they did, they wouldn't look tired, quite frankly. Now it's up there. That's where a lot of my early videos were made, up at the top there. There's a way to get up there, obviously. I got up there. And you should see this in the springtime. Sometime the water's right up to the edge here. Imagine what it looks like, the falls, all muddy brown, ice after a good thaw. And my friend, Leon, is drinking a 12-pack of beer. We're walking here. You're not supposed to be here at that time, but we came in anyway. It's dangerous. And he's walking on this. I told him don't do that, and he slipped and halfway went into the raging water, but managed to pull himself out and saved his beer. I couldn't believe it, man. He almost got killed. He would not have survived this, because he would have gotten swept over this when the water is up to the edge there. Imagine how that looks. He wouldn't have lived. You know what he says to me? I says, man, you almost got killed. He says, oh, I would have lived through that. He says, I would have lived through that. Just laughed it off. Up the Airy Mountain and down the rushy glen. I dare not go a-hiking for fear of the little men. Wee folk, small folk, kind folk, trooping all together. Green jacket, red hat, and white owl's feather. This is new. They just put this in this year. Oh, this thing's falling apart, you know. And a couple of women. Women's. Hey. This is the easy path. Yours truly took the hard path. That was why I was winded. That would be the south rim. Yeah. Well, on my channel, again, it is what it is. I ask daily if the Lord has anything for me, and I just get on with my day. I work, and just trying to get through day by day in life. Sorry for that close-up. Enough on me. That's where I went swimming a couple of weeks ago. Made a goofy video of me jumping in. It wasn't that deep. About chest deep. But I did it. And the water was cold and muddy. Ghostly encounters. That one I told where my phone went haywire and something white crossed, went across the screen, and then I saw something black next to me. That definitely, there was a cold wind that went with it. Came out of nowhere. That was definitely something, in my opinion. That was definitely something paranormal. What? I couldn't tell you. I have things happen all the time. Maybe I'll get around to tell them, or even retelling a few stories. I got a lot of them, as you know. Not many lately. But like I've always said, that's how it goes. Sometimes it's every day. Sometimes I go a whole year without much of anything happening. I don't go looking for it. So, yeah, down here's where I went for that swim. There's a very pretty waterfall there in the springtime. Really magical looking. There's a pool there. That'd be a good swimming hole. Very, very pretty waterfall there. And that's where I was beginning the video, up top there. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Toodaloo. That's where I went swimming. Yeah, you could call it. I jumped in, went underwater. But over here is an even better looking spot. Right down there, huh? How could you got rocks to sit out on? Oh, that looks good. I have to come here in the summer and go swimming. Nice, huh? Well, I said I was signing off, but I changed my mind. Keep bringing this close to me. I forget I gotta have it like this. Or take it off of me. Filmore Glen State Park in my town. You know, they can't use this to farm on. You can't build on it. The government, the state's going to make money off every acre of land. If you can't farm it, you can't develop it. It's got a gulch like this. Make a state park out of it. I got no problem with that. Now, you know, I don't mind walking through the woods. Sometimes in ways I prefer to walk through the woods. You know, with no trails or anything, just right out in the wild. But this is nice too. Especially when I'm wanting to get some exercise. If you want some exercise, you go the way I went. If you just want some, get into nature and peace and solitude and all that stuff, well, you just hike this trail. And I'm back. Whew. Leaves are starting to turn. I'll have to take you on a stroll through here when the leaves are peak color. Man, I'm winded. Well, that was the idea, to get some exercise. The fact that I can hike this at a good clip, at my age and my weight, about 240, something like that, pounds, kilos. I'm surprised. Thankful, actually, that I can still do this. Getting out in nature, doing this stuff. This has been my way my entire life. Since childhood. When I was a boy, up to about age 10, I was living in the mountains in West Virginia. Well, for a while. Before that, California, that wasn't woods. Up to about age 7, California. San Jose, that wasn't the woods. And before San Jose, Albuquerque, New Mexico. But I used to get out in the desert with my brothers there. When we moved to New York, which is where I'm at now, upstate New York. It's all about the Lake Ontario, and the woods, and God, and ghost stories. Pretty much the same thing. Same person I am now. I've just gotten older, lived a lot of life. But yeah, when I was a kid, up to present, it's been walking through the woods with the army too. That counts. Spent a lot of time in the woods in the army, and the jungle, and the Arctic, and the desert. Walking through the woods, praying, occasional hauntings, and then God works in my life. Sometimes it takes a while to put things in perspective, but I realized recently, let me see if anybody's coming around this trail. I don't like being walked in on when I'm talking to this. There are a few people out here besides me. Not up there. They take the easy way. Leisurely way. This way. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, a major victory in life. I just realized I had one. I made a video about it. And let the Lord take revenge. My job is to forgive people and move on and try to love them the way Christ did. And the only way you can forgive like Jesus is to love like Jesus. I'm not quite that good yet. Far from it. But I try. That's all I can do. And then ask him for help with the rest. And let the Lord take revenge as he sees fit, when he sees fit, how he sees fit. And I just realized I couldn't have worked it out any better, that's for sure. I couldn't have ever even comprehended how he worked things out. But he did. And he did. His ways are so vastly superior to anything I can even imagine. He's on my side. He's my heavenly Father. I'm in good hands, people. And so are you. But he will do things his way in his time. And I don't sit there and wish ill upon anybody. Like I said, I try to love and forgive people. And sometimes it's difficult. We got to use our Lord on the cross as the example. The example. And then ask him for help. And let him take care of things. And he will. And I can't tell you the details, but I can tell you that it took me a few weeks for it to set in. And God introduced me to somebody at my workplace, a Christian woman, friend of mine, who I was talking to her about things, and she instantly, without a doubt, told me what had happened. I'm getting deaf. I don't know if anybody's sneaking up on me here while I'm talking about this stuff. It's personal, but I don't mind putting it on the World Wide Web. Does that make sense? So she didn't even have to think about it. And what she told me was like a few missing pieces, critical pieces in the puzzle that I wasn't able to see. And she helped me see that. And I'm like, I had an oh my God moment when I realized what had happened and how the Lord had turned this ugly thing somebody did into something beautiful, powerful, untouchable, and took revenge for me. I didn't ask him to. I just left it in his hands. Let him judge, not me. See, I can contemplate stuff like that walking this part of the trail. Whew. Up there, it's just huffing and puffing. I didn't record when I went up the hill. I was having... I was pretty... I made it up there. I always do, but it's a workout. It's about 40 minutes of... not 40. I take that. About 30... a little over 30 minutes of stair climbing, pretty much. That's a lot. Hey, here's my son Kyle's name that I carved 25 years ago or so. I think actually more than that. About when I first come to this town. There's my wayward, forlorn daughter's Anne's name. Jen is carved up there. She didn't want me carving her name. I've done some other... Tommy, my son, he's carved not far from here. This came out pretty good. And I've carved a cross. It's still there, obviously. Oh. You know, I used to run this in boots and jeans. Run it. Back when I was about 30 years old. And I'd trip over stuff like that. Rocks and roots all over the place. And I decided running this trail wasn't a very good idea. I said, just walk it fast. That's it. I'm almost at the end of it. I might as well take you along to the end. Doesn't cost anything. It's free to post, free to view. I came here yesterday and the two guys were working on these, put these rails up here yesterday. Talked to them briefly. They're pretty cool, a couple guys, maybe a little bit younger than me. Everybody's younger than me anymore. That's where their tools and stuff. They said they were living the dream. I said, yes, I can see that. I told them their work looked good. I encourage them. This is my trail, man. I've been hiking this trail since I've been coming to this town. Since when I was still in the Army, I came to this town on leave or a long weekend. My parents moved here in the late 80s. That's when I started coming here. I didn't live here then, but I visited. I moved here because I wanted to be around my mom and dad. And what I deemed correctly was the last chapter of their life. And they were about my age then. And it was the last chapter of their life. And that's how it goes. You know what? I was with them. I couldn't be with my mom when she was dying of COVID because it was quarantined. But she died about 20 miles from here. My dad about 25 miles from here in Ithaca Hospital. But they lived here. They lived about half a mile from where I'm walking right now. If that even. As the crow flies. This is quite a sight when it's full of water. There's quite a wind that blows through here with the current. I mean a wind. Blow the hat right off my head. Dangerous. You don't want to fall in there. Up that way, there's a graveyard, Dry Creek Cemetery. This is Dry Creek. There's these two little stones in the back corner. Elijah and Ezra. Eliza and Ezra Powers. And I think it was like 1813. Said they drowned in the creek, April something, 1813. And April's usually the spring thaw, and this thing is full. And one was like age 6, and the other one was like age 9. I'll bet one fell in, and I'll bet the older one went in after her, and they both drowned. I'm certain that's what happened. It said drowned in the creek. April, like 1813. Now this is called a cow shed. Well, I'll show you this when I get down there, because that's where we're headed, people. We're almost at the end of this video. Down there. Some people died on this ridge trying to climb it very foolishly years ago. Well, how long? About 20 years ago. I bet they weren't the first. Well, one person did. People have been doing dumb things forever, and so have I. My guardian angels were working overtime with me. Some of it things I had to do, like in the military, and some of it just stupid stuff, like trying to climb up this. And it's all shale, it's crumbly. Even if you get something to grab hold of, it's not going to be firm. Whew. I live over there, down in the valley, where the green grass and grows and the beer flows. Mud too. And we're coming out. Oh my God. Well, I'm not a lot of wind yet, but I'm moving along at a pretty good clip. I gotta get in shape. Rome wasn't built in a day, especially when you're old. Somebody said, you could have a heart attack up there. I said, that's right. I can't think of a better place. Rather up there than in a hospital bed. But it'll be what it'll be, won't it? Now, the pavilion. A lot of memories here. Oh, my brother got married here. Somebody else got married here. Was it me? No, it wasn't me. I used to come up here with Jen all the time. Whew. Nobody ever uses that beautiful fireplace, but I do. Yours truly uses it. Probably unauthorized, but I use that fireplace. And I used to come up here and build a fire and hang out. Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you a memory. One time, Jen and I split up. Yeah, we did. She was constantly coming and going. She was with me at a record time. She was a different kind of person. And she wouldn't communicate with me. She'd go move back in with her parents and pretty much just stay there like a recluse. Their mom and dad, she was very close to them. And I'm going crazy because, you know, I love the woman a lot. A match made in heaven, because I heard God himself say, I've got someone very special for you. And it was her. I met her 2 days later. I do believe in soulmates. I don't know if I did before that, but I do now. But that little story, all right? Here we go, sunlight. Woo. So, turn the camera around. I'm sweaty, I'm kind of winded. All right. So we were split up. It was probably about 8 years ago. And she just didn't communicate. She was an expert at the silent treatment. And I was about ready to just give up, you know. I was ready to just throw the towel in. You know, I didn't stalk her or anything. I had to respect her rights and her privacy. But I did write to her, and I texted her, but she just didn't answer it. So I wrote her a paper letter. I told her to meet me right here. I said Friday when I get out of work, and I told her the time. You know, I forgot what it was, but it was like Friday evening or Sunday, the weekend, on the evening. There's nobody up here like there's nobody here now. I didn't hear a thing from her, but I came up here anyway. And sat here with my coffee. And I brought some drinks, I don't know what, maybe some beers or sodas, in case she showed up. And I had given up. I sat here by myself for about 45 minutes or so. And I said, she's not coming. So I started packing my things up, and then I saw her walking up that road, coming towards me. I could still see her walking across that field, coming to meet me here. Oh my God, people. Never in my life have I seen something so sweet to me. I could still see her walking, coming to meet me. And we sat there and we talked. And I asked her what made her change her mind. And she said, I felt I was losing you. That was the sweetest sight I've ever seen, and I could still see her. And you better believe I'm sitting there, just my heart just leapt with joy. So I've got a lot of memories here. Now let's move along. Oh. Well, we've been up the Airy Mountain. We've been down the Rushy Glen. And now it's time for me to go down these stairs. Stone stairs. And I'll show you the cow shed at the end of it. And that's the end of this. I get in my car, I'm going to go home. I've actually have a job interview tonight. A night job. They want to see me at 10 p.m. tonight. Pays all right. I've worked the job before. It's Aldi's warehouse. It's a rough job. It's rough. I better watch I'm going, not the camera. You know, but I paid $25 3 years ago. Now it's $20. What's with that? Same job. I'd be surprised if they give it to me. I'll be alright if they don't. I'm just trying to put some money together, that's all. Or something. I see the Amish come here a lot. Oh, these Amish women. I meet a lot of Amish women on that trail. Or Mennonites. And they're friendly enough. I say hello, good day, and I stay, and they say talk. We talk. I think they perceive that I'm okay. Now see, I started down here at the other side of this bridge, more or less, hiking up this hill. Oh, here's a cross, see? You can barely make it out. There's a cross there. I carved that 25 years ago. Barely make it out. It's still there. My loves, my children, my Lord, Jen, who did appear to me several times. And like I said, I think the last time, with that arched doorway behind her, her looking super, 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 super happy and excited, like a little kid with joy. I think that's the last time I'm going to see her while I'm on this. She crossed over, you know? She was crossing over to that wonderful place. And like I made a video, I'm telling you, it's just the look on her face and my mom's face when I saw her in heaven. Oh my God, people. Just the look on their faces tells me if there's something really, really wonderful waiting for us. I have never seen anybody look so happy and excited and full of joy and radiant. My mother was there. Jen was going in and she looked excited, waving to me. And my mom, yeah, she was just radiant, glowing, white robe, gold belt, blonde hair like she had before it all turned gray. Blue eyes twinkle. This would be the cow sheds. Someone said it's because, like in the 1800s, people used to bring their cow here in the wintertime to get water and to get out of the hot sun, but that doesn't make sense. Look at this. Unless all these boulders just fell. You should see this around about April, March and April. It's like Niagara Falls. Brown, raging, loud, very wind being pushed through this. It's impressive. Now I'm almost to the end where I started this little hike. I was going to go for time. My best time this year is like, not good, like 59 minutes to do the whole thing. That's what it usually runs about that. Today I was going to try to beat that, but I started making videos. Just to try to keep up with you all. And women. Well, I crossed them on the trail. 3 women. Look to be 40-ish, 45-ish. Voyeurism. Does that make me a creep? No. I don't think it does. Oh, does it? Now here in the summertime, they board this up. And it's a swimming hole. And they got a little lifeguard station there. And people swim in here. And it's pretty deep. You can dive in. We're going to go right to my car. But here's where I start. Ooh. This is a start. It's about 30 minutes of these uphill. At least 35, probably 35. Good workout. At least it is. Yeah, it was when I was younger too. I got so many memories here. Family, friends, lovers, I don't know, girlfriend, wife. Not at the same time. I mean, I was divorced in 2007. But I used to come here with Jen. You know, and my favorite place here is right there. My family, a lot of family. This is where we always came. Now there's nobody. There's nobody. No family, no friends. Definitely no girlfriends going on, or wives for that matter. No women in my life. There's my car. I'm thinking about trading it in. I'm thinking about a 2026 Toyota GR86, which is a little standard speedster sport car. To tell you the truth, this is my Audi A3, and I really like this car. Diesel. And I'd really like to have one just like this, but newer. It's 10 years old. And because I live here alone, I feel I need to have a newer car. I can't afford to break down in the wintertime out in the middle of nowhere with an older car. But I really like this car, quite frankly. It runs quite well so far. Very great, comfortable, refined drive. This is a prestige model. It's got everything they had to offer. Heated seats, sunroof, which were whatever. All right, I'm going to sign out here. If you've been listening this long, take care. God bless.